Slava Jesus Christus, Slava Navika, glory be to Jesus Christ, glory be forever. This is Father Basil Malovany again, doing another podcast late this Friday night. And, it's interesting. I spent the entire day with my son today, and did many things in the city. I went to the city with him and went to many parks and did other things with him. Went to do outdoor activities, indoor activities. And it's interesting to me just seeing how my son, my 4-year-old son, is learning about relationships and how to relate to other children, especially. Obviously, I think everyone at that age wants to play with others. So children love to play, of course. And, it's easier for them to play with other children than it is with adults, right? And I see, my son, have so much respect for others and compassion for others, and he's very friendly, and sometimes it seems like, he gets because he wants to play so much. He gets very sad when other kids, don't show compassion like he does, or don't show respect for others. And this is something from a young age I think we all need to learn. We all need to learn how to respect one another, to, be friendly to one another, be social to one another. And in our society today, we sometimes are very mean to one another. And what I mean by that, not necessarily that we do bad things to one another, or that we, try to hurt one another, but we just totally ignore each other in this world. And that's to me is a big problem. We are so preoccupied with our own little world, with our own needs, with our own life, that we forget that there's other people around us that we are a part of our society, that are a part of our world. And it's getting so it's getting so common in today's world to ignore one another, to say, I don't care about what you want. I don't care about what your needs are. I don't care about anything about you. I'm just going to worry about myself. And, when I see my own son, and he's so friendly, and he wants to play, and he wants to make friends with some other people, and, other kids, it depends, of course. I don't know every situation where kids are. Some kids are friendly as well, but you can see other kids who are not friendly at all, who are just, I don't know if that's what they're taught at their homes, if they're this scared to be with other kids, but they are very mean at times. They are very unfriendly. They are very selfish, and they're learning that from a very young age. And to me, it's really sad to see that. It's really sad because if they're like that as children, well, what do we expect them to be like as adults, as when they grow up, you know? But anyways, that's just my thoughts for today. And how do we become more compassionate to one another? How do we become empathetic to one another? How do we, Jesus, in his day-to-day journey in the New Testaments, he never neglected the needs of others. He would preach to anyone. It didn't matter what, cultural background they came from, if it was male or female, how much money this person had. He treated everyone the same. He treated everyone with respect. And this is what we have to learn. This is what we have to learn to do in our own lives. How do we treat everyone with respect? And respect, of course, means different things to different people. And, everyone has their own personalities, of course. We can't all have the same personality in life. We all are different in different ways. Some of us are more shy. Some of us, are introverts or extroverts. Some of us like groups of people. Some of us like to be alone. And of course we are all different like that. But we all have to learn how to treat one another with respect, with compassion, with dignity. Everyone is important in this world. This is what we should be raising our children to think, that it doesn't matter who the other person is. It doesn't matter where they come from, what cultural background they come from, what economic background they come from, how old they are. We have to treat everyone with respect. Do we do that in our own lives? It's when we have these labels that we put on people, right? We want to label people and put them down. We want to think that we're better than other people in this world. This is part of the problem that we have. We judge other people for their mistakes. We judge other people for their sinfulness. We judge other people for not being the same as everyone else sometimes. And this is a big mistake we're doing, when we try to put ourselves above everyone else, when we don't treat other people as God treats us, with love. And again, I'm not saying that every person in this world is disrespectful. I would hope the great majority of people in this world from a young age have learned to respect one another. But we know that there are people out there who are very arrogant, who are very selfish, who are very, all about themselves. They only care about their own needs. They only care what they want, and they can care less about anyone else. And really, it starts in childhood. It starts in, how we're raised by our parents. It starts with, our relationships with one another from a young age. And again, we have to teach our children that every single person in this world is important. Would we stop what we're doing to talk to someone else who comes up to us? To listen to them, to pray with them, to listen to their concerns, to listen to their problems in the world. It takes a lot of effort to do that. No doubt about it. Because we are so busy in our lives, we are so overwhelmed with things that are happening around us, that sometimes we forget that there's more than us in this world. There's more than this our concerns. There's more than this our needs. Okay? So I think it's important just to reflect upon that today. Reflect upon, do we care about other people in this world besides ourselves? Do we actually pray for others in this world? I know my son is only 4, but my wife does a very good job in teaching him the daily prayers, teaching him about respect, and I'm gonna try to teach him as well to pray for everyone he meets, that everyone has importance according to God in this world. Nobody is more important than anyone else. We all are gifted by God, and we all are important because God made us. So we are all important. Every single one of us is important. There's nobody that's more important than anyone else. We are all equal in the eyes of God. Everyone is equal. All right? So, I think that if we look at our own lives, how do we treat others? How do we treat others in this world? Even those people who annoy us. I think we all have had experiences in life of people who take a lot of our time, who are sometimes just what's the word I'm thinking of? They sometimes there are people that come into our lives who need a lot of help in their lives, okay? Who are desperate, and I have to tell you in my own life, maybe it's because who I am as a priest, and there are sometimes people who come into my lives and need a lot of time, who want, who say a lot of things, who just are very needy, okay? We all know those people in life who are very needy, right? But Jesus had to deal with those same people as well. Those people who came into his life because they were desperate. They had nowhere else to turn. They had, they didn't know what to do in their lives. And there's many examples if you read through the Gospels of Jesus going from place to place. One story that I can think of right now, that lady in the Gospel who, had a hemorrhage for 40 years whose bleeding wouldn't stop. And she said if I could just touch the clothing of Jesus, if I could just touch his robe, I know that healing power could come into me and would heal me of my physical illness. And Jesus knew her immediately when this woman touched his robe, that she got healing immediately. So there's these needy people who come to us because we are the last resort for them. They've gone through so many people who rejected them. They've gone through so many people who couldn't help them. So maybe they come to us because they know that we are empathetic. We are compassionate. We are merciful, compared to other people. And I think it's good if people come to us because we have those qualities in life. It's wonderful if people come to us because they know that they can count on us. We love everyone and we are compassionate to everyone and we will help as much as possible. So this is definitely, I think, what we want to teach our son, my wife and I. We want to teach him to be helpful to everyone, to never turn his back on anyone. See, it's easy for us to turn our back on people we don't like, or people who annoy us. That's what I think that's the word I was thinking of before. People who annoy us. We are annoyed by other people, by some people who seem so needy and desperate. But we should never, ever, ever, ever turn our back on anyone in this world. Because basically we are saying if we turn our back on someone, they do not deserve our respect. They do not deserve our love. And is that what Jesus taught us? Is there anyone in this world who does not deserve our love? Is there anyone in this world who does not deserve our respect? Is there anyone in this world who does not deserve our compassion and our empathy? Can't think of any. Even the worst sinner. And I had this discussion with other people before. They think that if you are, the worst person in this world, if you are a great sinner, you've harmed so many people, you don't deserve to be loved. You don't deserve respect or forgiveness. Well, that's just not true. That's not what we teach in the Catholic faith. Every single person in this world deserves compassion and love. Every single person in this world deserves to be a part of our Christian community, to be a part of the heavenly kingdom. Okay? This is something to really think about. So the next time someone asks you for something, the next time someone needs your time and attention for a certain issue, the next time someone asks you to help them because they have nobody else to turn to, are you going to turn your back on them? Are you going to say you are not important to me in my life? That you are not important and I am not going to help you because I have better things to do? Well, that's something we got to think about. We should not be turning our back on anyone. We should be loving as Jesus. We should be compassionate like Jesus. We should always be respecting people as God's creation. God bless you today. Have a great day.